Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Wow.
Hey! Hip, hip,
Thank
hooray!
you. Thank you.
Okay, I have to give you the bump.
All right, let's pray. Thank you, Lord, for this beautiful day. Thank you for another year added on to Reverend June Kim's life. Thank you for the amazing warrior that he is, amazing soldier for you, Lord. I pray that you continue to bless him in his life, his ministry, and everything that he does, Lord. I pray that he continues to shine Christ through everything that he does, Lord. Be with us as we go through our journey for this day. May we continue to serve you, Lord, in everything that we do. Pray all of this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
And amen.
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 Once again, thank you
Amen.
so much. You will all get A+ for this today. I learned this from Samson.
I will put your birthday on my calendar, sir.
Thank you. You know, just as I begin today, what a surprise. Thank you once again, sincerely from my heart. Especially Abaya, thank you. Okay?
Welcome.
Don't do that anymore.
I told him I have an assignment and something to announce to the class, but it's not an announcement.
Yeah, by the way, why don't you just make the announcement regarding that your assignment?
Yeah, and then I can sign up. So the assignment is lesson 14. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Please check on Moodle to confirm the numbers, but it's lesson 14.
So what are the numbers again? 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Page 84.
All right. So 1 to 5.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get started.
Oh, it's a 14.
Let's see.
Is everybody here? Pierce not here. I'm
Yeah,
taking attendance.
he just gave me a request several days ago, so I'm not expecting him today. So yeah, he will not be able to join today.
Okay.
And anyone else? Can you notice anyone missing?
Ami, I see you. And Kana, I see you. Jimmy, I see you.
Okay, so you are mentioning those names because they are kind of problematic students, right?
No, yes, absolutely. I'm glad I'm in Canada. They can't reach me.
Right. Who knows? They have some contact there. Be careful.
I know Canada's in Victoria. I take it back, Kana. You're a sweet, beautiful girl. Lovely, very smart.
All right. Lesson 14. We're going to talk about several things today. But it's not really that hard to understand. As long as you have been surviving up to now, then don't worry. You know, you are almost there. So, all right, let's read the sentence first. Let me ask, who will do it today? Amos, would you read?
Okay. Ki tishmo et ko hamiva Ha. Sorry, excuse me. Can you please like move that? Thank you. Hazot la ashta.
Okay, good job. Would you pronounce this again?
Oh, this is Tade. Sorry, I got it wrong. So, hamitzvah.
Okay, good job. What about here again?
La asta.
All right, this is quite strange, isn't it? You cannot see any vowel point.
No, this is
Right.
sin. This is sin. So
Yeah.
asta.
Yeah, but what about vowel point?
Nothing there.
Nothing there.
Yeah.
So isn't it? It's strange because this is consonant, and then it is not taking any vowel point. So you can take as if you have whole lamb here together with the dot for sin. So it's doubling. Okay. So you have a whole lamb. So treat it as if you have a whole lamb here. So la, a, so, ta.
Okay.
Okay. So would you pronounce it again, please?
La asota.
Good job. So from the beginning to the end, you did a good job. Would you try one more time?
Oh, me? Okay.
Yeah.
Ki tishmo et ko hamitzvah. Hazot la ashota.
Yeah, good job. Very good. Gonna ask Walter to read it again.
Okay. Ki tash more at car hami va hamira hamiva hazo hazota harot la asota.
Okay. What about this? What is this, Walter?
T
T. So ki,
T
T,
small
shimor.
T small
Right. Go ahead. What about this one? What is this?
car
Yeah, but I told you in the beginning of our trimester, this one is always kol, not kal. Okay,
okay.
so kol is always kol. And what is this?
Va.
All right. So from the beginning here.
So hami va.
This is not ain. This one is tzade.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Hami zava.
This one is silent schwa. So ha, ham, mitzvah, mitz, z. Okay. Yeah.
Zva.
And then in terms of this dagesh, we need to double it. So this mem
Okay.
is doubled.
Ham.
So ham,
Mi
mitzvah.
zva.
And what is this?
Zo.
Yes, jo. So ha, jot. So one more time, this is doubling. So it's ha, jot. No, ha, jot. Ha, jot.
Hajo. Okay.
Right.
Hajo.
Right, good job. So we need to practice the Hebrew reading. Okay. This is quite important. Although we will never get a chance to speak or read the Hebrew Bible as a living language but in Hebrews 3 and 4, you will be required to read it. Okay, so you need to know how to read it. Okay, today we are going to talk about prefix form, especially without verb conversive. Okay, so I think it's gonna be kind of a review of our previous lesson, although we never got a chance to deal with the prefix form without verb conversive. But it's quite straightforward. It's not brand new. And we are going to talk about demonstrative pronoun, and you will understand what it means by demonstrative pronoun. And also, we need to talk about infinitive construct form. But why is it new today? Because we are going to deal with the third head verbs with pronominal suffix. I think last time when we are talking about infinitive construct form, uh, it was for the first yod verb. Do you remember? And then we also need to deal with the strong verb. Would you let me know what you expect for infinitive construct as the most outstanding indicators? Do you know? Infinitive construct form. What do you expect as a sign? Yes. Stephen, go ahead. What is it?
The second kung fu.
Second kung fu. Yeah, right. What is it?
The
Yeah,
she, Sarah and Cole. I cannot recall this, but this one
right.
like
All the islanders are good at this. You like the martial arts. Samson, you're good. And Arbot, you're good. All right. Show me, Arbot. What is it? Yes. You look like a Superman. I thought you're flying over the sky. All right. So yeah, the first vowel that we are expecting is shua. Okay, under the first root letter, and then the second vowel point is up there. So what is it? Holem. Okay, above the second root letter. So you need to remember this. Infinitive construct is one of the forms, such as what is it? Prefix, affix, participle, and infinitive construct. So we have learned 4 different forms. So when I'm talking about the indicators of infinitive construct, then this is the first thing that I'm expecting from you. Okay, shua under the first root letter and the holem above the second root letter. Okay, those two vowel points are quite important. All right, do you understand? And plus, what else do you expect? Oh, Ethel, go ahead. Oh, unmute yourself, please.
I'm being a guesser. I'm guessing that it might be somehow like a hey directive.
Uh-huh. Well, no, actually, it's not. But good
It just
try.
looks like it.
Yeah, no. Oh, I mean, I think you are probably confused with participle because in case of a participle form, you can sometimes expect the presence of definite article he in the beginning because we normally treat the participle form as a noun. So being a noun, participle verb can take definite article he, which means the. All right. So that's another thing. But in case of infinitive construct, especially when you are talking about the indicators, then shua and holem is important. But another thing is we can expect the presence of a preposition like lamed in the beginning, because the function of infinitive construct is almost equivalent to that of English too. All right. So
True.
when you have infinitive construct, not all the time, but many times you may have a preposition, but it doesn't need to be always lamed. But sometimes you will have be and ke, so you can expect any kind of a preposition. But last time we were dealing with the specific prepositions lamed. Do you remember this? Okay, so let me tell you again. When we are talking about the outstanding sign, the clue for infinitive construct, remember shua and holem. And then do we have PGN for infinitive construct? No PGN. In terms of participle PGN, we have no person. That's why we have only 4 PGNs. What is it? Masculine singular, feminine singular, masculine plural,
Plural.
feminine plural. So you have to remember those 4. So in terms of the form of masculine singular, we have only holem, and then we have nothing at the end. And in case of a feminine singular, we had what? I think this is good. Holem, and then ending, right? Holem, and nothing for MSG. FSG is taking this. What about MPL? Holem and emending.
Yod mem.
Right, emending. So Elohim, okay?
Him.
Im ending is always plural form,
Plural.
and then masculine. And then what about feminine plural? Then we expect
To.
ot. Yes, ot ending. So you will see that even this ot
Ot.
ending has a lot to do with feminine plural. Not all the time. Pay attention to this. So you have to remember this. So take a look at the whole name appearing above the first letter. Then, oh, I know this one. This one must be a participle form. But when you need to decide what PGN you have to pay attention to the ending. Is that clear? So it's kind of a review, but it has nothing to do with today's lesson. One more time, then, right. So these things are what you have to remember regarding infinitive constructs. The infinitive construct has no PGN. So leave the PGN empty. If you write something, then you will lose the mark. Okay. And then another thing is when you put the meaning, normally put the meaning of the verb together with to. Is that clear? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right. So that's it. And then as I already told you, you can expect a preposition. Not always, but many times. Okay. Dominic?
Hey, sir, just backtracking a little bit on that last word, laesota.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned how you there is no vowel point under the sin.
Mm-hmm.
So you just automatically put a holland there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the rule? Is that a rule every time there is no vowel point under sin, or is it just particular for this one word?
Thank you for the question, Dominic. Yes, when you have this one here, because you will not have any case other than this sin, because the sin is to take the dot here. And unfortunately, when we are expecting holem, and then holem must appear here too. So in this case, the dot will have the double functions. So that is always. So when you have sin, and then at the same time you have nothing here, then you can think about this possibility. Okay, so not only for today, but whenever you have no vowel points under the sin, then you can expect that. Okay. All right.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, did you say this is a form? This is like under form, we say infinitive construct under
I
form.
didn't say anything like that, but it's a good guess. Yes, this is infinitive construct form that we are going to talk about. That's why I spend a lot of times, reminding you of what we expect in terms of the indicators of infinitive form. So we will come back to this one later. But before we start, I want you to let me know what we expect. Okay. So infinitive construct, shua, holem. Okay. And then many times you need to check what is preceding, okay, before the verb. If you have a preposition, then always better to think about the possibility of a infinitive construct form. Okay, so let's move on. I'm going to ask Sharon. Okay, let's do this. Can you analyze whatever you understand here?
Key.
Okay, what is the key?
Key because.
Because,
Because.
and what else? That's the only.
TC more.
All right. I mean,
more.
I'm asking you about the meaning of key. As you said, that's because, you know, it means because, but is there other meaning that you know? Yeah, right, that.
That.
Okay, good. Move on then. Tishmod. What is it, Tishmod?
That name.
The root is samar.
Okay, so do you think this is a verb?
Yeah.
Okay, why do you think this is a verb?
Because shamar.
Good answer. So you know the word shamar.
Yeah.
Shimon.
Shamar. Shamar.
So yes, a shamar. Actually, this is a shamar, and then you memorize this word. So right, this, let's do this. So root. What is it? The shin, mem, resh.
Yes.
And then what is next?
And then what is key?
So root, and then what do you need to do? Root letters, and then
root letter, and then stem.
stem.
Yeah.
What
stem.
Yes. Why is it kai?
No dageshi porte.
Yeah. No dageshi porte in the middle. Good job. And what is next?
Form.
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 What is the form?
Prefix form.
Yes. Why?
No comments first under the first letter, and then the T is to MSG.
Right. So you pay attention to T. So T
yes.
is one of the prefix pronouns.
Yeah.
Okay. So indicating what? PGN?
To MSG.
To MSZ.
Yeah.
Is this all? I think you have another possibility in terms of PGN.
Yeah. 3 FSG.
Yes, good job. So you have to put these two possibilities. Otherwise, you will lose the marks. Why? Because talking about the prefix pronoun, do you remember the form? Yod, top, top, top. What is it? Aleph. And then this is for singular. And then for plural, what did you have? Yod, top, nun. And talking about this form, we need to even remember these are whatever comes in the beginning is called prefix pronoun, and we have complement too at the end. So in case of a singular form, your top aleph, but only for this one we have what ending?
Yod, Tirek yod.
Yod. So you need to pay attention to this ending. And then as you said, we need to have 우, 나,
우나.
나. So good job. So talking about this tab beginning, we have 1, 2. So this one is 3 MSG, this one is 3 FSG, and this is 2 MSG. So talking about tab, you may think, oh, what about then this and this and this? But unfortunately, the ending is obviously different. Do you understand? So when we have only tab beginning, then you have to think about 3 FSG and then 2 MSG. Is that clear?
Yes.
So today we are talking about this prefix form without verb conversive, because normally when we are talking about prefix form, it appears with a verb conversive. Do you remember? So we normally had here a verb conversive and together with the yod. But now we are dealing with another prefix pronoun, which is not the yod, which is the top. So here you can see that, oh, prefix forms can come with a verb conversive. So then let's move on. So you are right. It's 3 FSG and 2 MSG. What is next?
Special feature.
Yes, special feature. What special feature do you have?
Key conjunction.
You can say just the key is okay.
Yeah.
And then?
So this is 3 FSG and 2 MSG. So I have to meaning also two.
Yes.
Write two meaning.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So since you have two subjects here, you have to include it into the meaning. So when you are writing the meaning, so what is it? What do you mean by 3 FSG?
Yes. So she will say.
Okay, she, and then shamar. What is the word that we are dealing with?
Say.
I think that.
She will keep.
Wait. Okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. The shamar. Shamar means what?
Say.
Say. Amar is.
Yeah.
Okay. Shamar.
Keep.
Yeah, to keep. So you said, what about the tense? Verb, a prefix form with a verb conversive. What is the tense?
Future tense. So she will keep.
Yes, she will keep. And also another subject is
you will keep.
Yes, you will keep. Good job.
Thank you.
Do you have any question? Is that clear? Okay.
Sorry, Professor, is it, you said a prefix form with a verb conjunction for future?
No, you are confused right now. When you have affix form, not prefix form, when you have a affix form with verb conjunction, then it is called verb reversive. And then the tense is the future. But now we don't have the affix form, we have prefix form. So when a prefix form is coming together with verb conversive, then the tense becomes what? The past. Verb conversive is always past tense. But without verb conversive, the prefix form itself means the future tense. That's what I'm trying to say. So you don't need to pay attention to the presence of key, because key is just another word meaning because and that. It has no function at all in terms of the tense. So when you have prefix form alone, okay, without verb conversive, the prefix form means an incomplete action, which is normally translated into the future tense. Samson, is it clear? Okay. So don't be confused. In terms of tense, we have only two tenses here, at least when it comes to Hebrew 1 and 2. Complete action as the past, and the incomplete action as a future tense. So when you're talking about future tense, we have two forms, not forms, two things that can be used to mean a future tense. What are they? Verb reversive, as Samson say. When I say verb reversive, what do you expect? A fixed form together with verb and shua in the beginning. That's future, verb reversive. And then another one is, as it is today, a prefix form without verb conversive. Is that clear? Are you following me? But what about then in past tense? Two possibilities too. What are they? Number one, verb conversive. That is always past tense. When I say verb conversive, and what do you expect? Verb, pata, dagesh. Together with what? Prefix form. Okay. And what is the last one for the future past tense? A fixed form, as it is, without anything. A fixed form itself means past tense. So you need to remember, okay, future is verb reversive, and then a fixed form. Okay, a past tense is verb conversive and a fixed form. You understand? So yeah, that's it. Don't be confused.
Sir, if you say just the yod then means you add end, right?
Sorry, where is your yod?
No, in general.
Okay,
Yod
if we
end.
had yod here, okay, so what?
It means end.
End? No,
Yeah.
no. It's not yod, it's a vav. If you have vav, then that means end. It's not yod. Okay? Adele, yod is just a prefix pronoun. But when you had vav in the beginning, whether with the shua or pata or shurek, they are, what is it? A conjunction, verb conjunction, though it means end. Sometimes but.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes
But.
when. All right?
Okay. By itself. Okay.
You're right. So yeah, it's quite straightforward. No worry at all. You know, just translate it as a future tense. If you don't have a verb conversive for the prefix form, then future tense. So the translation is you will keep or she will keep. But going back to the meaning of this one, I think something is missing, Sharon. I think you need to put the meaning of this for the meaning, because this one is connected to the main verb through makif. So it should be, the meaning should be reflected in the analysis table for the meaning, right? So you can correct it. What is it then, the meaning?
Because she will keep.
Or?
Because you will keep.
Right. Or if you like to put that or key, then you can say that she will keep, you will keep. So we will determine what it means by key, depending on the context. So if we don't have any question, let's move on. I want to ask, okay, Ami.
Yes.
All right. What is it at?
DDO.
Yeah, DDO.
Yeah.
What is DDO? What is it, DDO?
Definite direct object.
Marker. Right, good. So whatever follows this DDO means object, all right? So when we say she or you will keep, then keeping what? So we need an object. So that's why we have definite direct object marker. So here, then you can expect that the following words are all the object. Call means
Oh.
or. Go ahead, what is this?
I'm not sure. Ha?
Okay,
Pet.
so you can see ha. What is the ha? The? Right, so definite article he. So he, pata, and dagesh. So these are the typical indicators of definite article he, which is the in English. Okay, good job. And what about the following word? Mitzvah.
Mitzvah. I'm not sure. Mitzvah.
Mitzvah. Have you memorized mitzvah?
No.
Commandment. Commandment. We haven't memorized. All right. Mitzvah means commandment. Commandment. Okay, so the meaning of ham mitzvah is the commandment. So putting together with call, all the commandment. Okay, what about this? Anything that you can see?
The.
Have you memorized the word? I'm going to help you. It's the same because this one is carrying dagesh, and in the beginning it's a ha. So this one and this one is the same. It's definite article he.
Yeah.
So you can just divide it into two. So the first part is definite article he, the. And what about the following one? Jot. Have you memorized this one? Jot? Stephen, what is it? Have you? You haven't memorized this? Jot means this. Does it sound new?
No.
Sorry, I don't know, where you are in terms of your vocabulary list. So I need to really check whether or not you have memorized. Have you memorized this word, jot?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
You did it, right? So you are supposed to know. And then I think this is our first time to deal with the jot in the sentence. Okay, Ami, so what is your translation? So you need to put those three words together. How are you going to translate it?
This commandment.
What about then all?
These all commandments.
Okay. This all commandment, all these commandments. So it has something to do with the English, but we need to put those three words together in. So we will come back to this one because this is something that is related to demonstrative pronoun, especially attributive adjective today. Okay. So as long as you can analyze whatever we have here, all right? So that's okay. Okay, we can move on. Then let me ask you, Kanae, can you help me? I'm dealing with the last one. Okay, anything that you can recognize here with the understanding that we are supposed to with this. We haven't talked about this. So now, let me know what you can see.
I can see preposition le.
Good job. Yeah, you can see the preposition lamed. And then?
Then a while ago, Albert said Sheva and Holem, but I don't know if it comes with Pata, it's also the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so here, this one?
Yes.
Okay, so what is it?
It's sin, but today we learn it's also Holem. So
good job. Good job. Very good. Yeah. So this one functions as the dot for thin, but it has another function which is a holem. So actually we are supposed to have a holem here, but since we have a dot already here, so this dot functions 2 times. Okay, so go ahead. That's a good tip. And what else can you see? What verb do you think we have here? You know this word.
Asa.
Asa. Why do you think so? Because
Ano,
I told you infinite comes the third head verbs is what we are dealing with here. Oh, good. All right. So asa. This is asa. But I told you, and there are some consonant sounds that are not strong enough to be remained. When it is attached to another sound, like sandwiched by a consonant sound, like noon is assimilated and yod is not strong, and then he is also a weak sound. So when we have another one, in this case, we are expecting he, right? But we have this one here. So instead of having he, we have a new addition tav ending. Okay, so that is something special in terms of infinitive construct. So this one is not really new. When we are talking about infinitive construct form, we were dealing with the first yod verb. In case of first yod verb, and then when it is used as an infinitive construct, and what will happen? The yod will not come. It will disappear. And we are going to have tav ending at the end. Do you remember this? Wake up. Does it sound new? Come on. You need to go back to the slide again and then, check it again. One more time. The typical indicators for infinitive construct is what? Yod, holem, and lamed. That's for strong verb. But when you have the first yod verb, then infinitive construct will not appear as it is. So the first yod will disappear, and then we are going to have tav ending. Do you remember this? Anyone remember this? Can I see your hands, please? Come on. Oh, Ivo, thank you. Thank you. Samson, thank you for the hands. Okay, in the middle. Dominic, come on, you need to make this one look like this, huh? Not stay with this. Oh, come on. Coming up, coming down.
Sir, doesn't that look like an ending for feminine in construct chain?
No.
This is different.
Okay. And then don't be confused. When we are talking about construct chain, then that's for nouns. If you
noun.
have a verb,
Noun.
that is
Noun
not
verb.
your consideration. Okay, this is a verb, so you need to
Okay.
think about this. I know it's always confusing, but you need to understand how to deal with the different grammatical aspects.
Okay.
One more time, if you don't remember all those things, then now you have to remember this. We will come back to this one. Okay, let me ask you one more time. If you have a first yod verb, which is used in the form of infinitive construct, then what do you expect? Tav ending. Yod will disappear, and you have tav ending. Now, you have tav ending here. Then my question is, it must be first yod verb.
First infinitive.
First yod verb infinitive construct. More specifically, Adele, it's infinitive construct and the first yod verb. So we need to have yod, but we have tav, but it's not the first yod, but the third he. So the missing letter is not the yod in the beginning, but it is the he in the end. Then how can you see the difference between these two? When they are taking top ending, that is the holem here. Let me tell you, when you have ot addition, sometimes it will appear with holem like this, or sometimes it will appear like this. So whether this form or this form, this ot ending indicates the third he, especially infinitive construct form. So now, if you have top ending, and together with a preposition in the beginning, like lamed, then think about what? The possibility of infinitive construct. So there are two kinds of verbs that are taking top ending, especially for infinitive construct. What are they? First yod verb, infinitive construct, and the third he verb for infinitive construct. But what is the difference between these two when they are taking top ending? Ot. Yod, first yod verb will just take tav, but the third he will take always ot. So if you have ot, then that means what? The third he verb infinitive construct. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
We will come back to this one as we deal with a slide, but I want you to understand the general principle. Then let me ask you another thing here. Okay, now we understand what we means by ot. Okay, so this one is third he, so it's asa. What about this then? Kanae, I'm still with you. All right, I hope you are understanding and following me so far. What is this? Does it look familiar?
Where?
This ending.
Pronominal suffix.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, how did you know?
Because
Amazing.
of that.
You have good eyes. Yeah, that's a pronominal suffix. Indicating what? What PGN?
3FSG.
Great. 3FSG. Which means?
She.
She, her.
Her.
Sometimes you can put it, but with the idea that this one is feminine word. Okay. So yeah, you're right. Then what is your translation? Let's do this. Let's analyze this one, Kanae, together with me. So you are doing good job. What do you expect first in terms of the analysis table? Root?
Asa.
Okay, sa. You need to put he, because this one is the third he, verb, asa. What is next?
Kal.
Okay, stem. Kal. Why?
I remember it's Kal. Then also it doesn't have dagesh.
Yeah, right. You cannot depend on your vocabularies. What I'm saying is, when you are memorizing the word asa, then it only includes the meaning of ka. Then it doesn't mean that it will appear always in the form of ka. It will be appearing in other stems as well. So now you are supposed to say you cannot see the dagesh. That's why it's a ka. All right. Good job. You're doing good job. Stem, and then what else?
Form.
Infinitive construct.
Okay. You always jump into the conclusion first. I want to ask you what is expected to come. So form. So you said infinitive construct. Good job. Why this is infinitive construct? Because of this? You have good eyes.
Sheva and Holem.
Shua and Holem?
Yes.
Oh, good job. Shua and Holem. Then can you answer my question? Why is it composite Shua, not simple Shua?
Because it's cathedrals cannot take Sheva.
Give up your hands.
There is a fortune.
How did you know? That's a good answer. All right, you're right. Still, the indicator is working. Dealing with the infinitive construct, and she really points out very important aspect here, because when we are talking about infinitive construct, we expect schwa under the first root letter as it is here, and then holem above the second root letter. So it still works. Do you understand? But why is it composite schwa? As she said, it is a guttural letter which cannot take the vocal schwa, so it normally changes it into composite schwa. Okay, so infinitive construct. You did a good job. What is next? After form.
PGN.
PGN.
None.
Are you sure?
Mm.
Really?
Mm.
Okay, good job. Oh, all right. It's harder to deceive you, Kanae. You're such a good student. PGN, and then let's move on.
Special future.
Special future.
Preposition le.
Okay, Lamed preposition.
Then
And then?
pronominal suffix.
Good job. And you need to put the specific pronominal suffix. What is it? When you say pronominal suffix, this one is 3FSG. So you are supposed to put 3FSG pronominal suffix. So we have two special features here. Good job. Very impressive, Kanae. And what is next?
Meaning.
Meaning. So what are you going to do here? Meaning?
To.
To. Good job. You need to put to for infinitive construct. To what? Asa.
Make.
Make. Make or do.
Mm-mm.
All right. To do.
To do.
Are you done?
No. How can I translate translate it for her?
I like your question. I think this is our first time to deal with a pronominal suffix attached to a verb. Am I right? I think this is our first time. You consider it as a object. So you can put the meaning here because this is object. To make it, to do it, or to do her. But to make better sense in terms of English, we are going to choose it. But it indicates the idea that, oh, it refers to feminine noun. Okay? Do you understand? So, yeah, you are right. The meaning is to make it or to do it. If you miss this one, I'm going to deduct 0.5. Whatever is appeared together with the main verb, then you have to include it into your analysis table. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so then, okay, go ahead, Adele.
The pronominal suffix then is the la at the beginning. And then I think I remember there were other forms too, that then there was a part when it was double. Was that a case of pronominal suffix when the la was doubled one time? There was two lamed in a row. Did we drop one of them because you can't have two consonants together?
If I need to answer your question, you're right. When two identical consonants are put together, then we normally don't write it two times. Instead, we need to drop one, and then we use dagesh forte to double it. But I think it has nothing to do with this case because we don't expect two lamed here, okay? Because this beginning lamed is a preposition lamed, and then everything is quite straightforward because this one is asa. But why do we have ot ending? Because this one is the indicator of third head verb infinitive construct. what if we
Okay.
didn't have ought here? Then it's most likely this is simply tab ending. So it must be the first yod verb infinitive construct. So you need to remember these two cases as an exceptional ones. Okay. But still, praise the Lord, we have Shua and Holem. It's good indicators, isn't it, for infinitive construct. So then let me move on.
Call.
Okay, so I will move on very quickly since Sharon already did this one, nothing new. As I highlighted, we have key tishimor, and then in terms of the analysis of tishimor, we need to remember the prefix pronoun here, here, and then together with the ending, we call them prefix complement. In the beginning, we call them prefix pronoun, and then e, una, they are called prefix complement. So talking about what PCN can take the top in the beginning, we have top, 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 top. But since those three are taking the special ending, it cannot be one of those because this top is taking nothing at the end. So in terms of the possibility, we have only two. How? Because this top and this top is identical. See? It's the same. So when you need to put the final translation, you need to determine between these two, depending on the context. But when it comes to the analysis table, you need to put these two possibilities. But when it comes to the final translation, you have to decide which one is correct. Clear? So here, this one is a shamar. Oh, let me ask you one thing here, then I can recognize. Look at this. The first two letter is taking what? What is it? Shua and Holem. Oh, wait a minute, Pastor. What is this? I know. This is the indicator of infinitive construct. Praise the Lord. I know. And you will be happy and you will not hesitant, you'll not be hesitant to put it as a infinitive construct. You can think that way, but it's very obvious because you have what? A prefix pronoun. So you have to prioritize it. If you have the prefix pronoun, it cannot be infinitive construct together. Okay, so you have to pay attention to the presence of prefix pronoun. Then it's always a prefix pronoun. All right, don't go deeper. All right, so if you have a prefix pronoun, that's always a prefix pronoun, prefix form. And so we have car prefix. Special feature is a key because it's connected to the word through mackay. So we need to reflect the meaning of key. So we put for, that, or because. And you or she will keep. Do you have any question? Can I move on? Okay. Another thing that we need to remember here. So this is demonstrative pronoun paradigm. So we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 demonstrative pronouns. So 제, jot, who, he, elle, hem, hen. So when I say 제, it means this. And we have another pronoun meaning this, but as a feminine. So 제, jot means this. But this one is masculine word, and this one is feminine word. What about then who, he? They mean that. But once again, who is masculine? He is feminine. Meaning the same, but it carries in a different gender. And then on the right side, we have plural form. So elle, this, elle, this. But what is the difference between them? The gender. The first one, elle, is masculine, and then this one can be even used as a feminine. But in terms of the form, appearance, we cannot see anything. So it will be also determined depending on the context. Ham means those as a masculine. Hen means those as feminine. Is that clear? Just a matter of your memorization. So how are you going to memorize it? Say after me. 제, 저, 두, 후, 히.
제, 저, 두, 후, 히.
All right, come on. 제, 저, 두, 후, 히. One more time. Oh, the dog is studying together with me. All right. 제, 저, 두, 후, 히. elle, hem, hen.
elle,
hem,
hen.
hem.
Adele, I like your move. 제, 저, 두, 후, 히. elle, hem, hen.
Professor, excuse me, Professor.
Yeah.
So like the masculine and feminine that can also be like personal pronouns, right?
Sorry, what is your question again?
The masculine and feminine, like for that, can also be like a masculine and feminine personal pronouns, he and she, right? Same.
No. This one always means this and that. Because it doesn't have a person.
But I mean like the he and she in Hebrew spell the same as that, these two words, right?
Okay. All right, I got your understanding. Okay, so you're talking about this as an independent personal pronoun, not as a demonstrative pronoun, because he's talking about 아니 아노키, right? 아타 아트, and who is he, and he is she. So Amos is pointing out that this form is identical to that of independent personal pronoun. So in that case, you're right. Yeah, it is identical. So you gotta be careful with the meaning of this. So it depends on the context. Thank you, Amos, for the clarification. So one more time. 제, 젖, 후, 히, elle, hem, hen.
제, 저,
후,
hem, hem.
제, 젖, 후, 히, elle, hem, hen. Memorize it. Let me move on. 제, 저, 후, 히, elle, hem, hen. Good. You go for high soprano. I'm going to go for bass. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. The minute. Beautiful. I like the harmony. All right, let's move on. This is the last part that we need to pay attention to. Okay, look at this. We are trying to translate this combination. As I said, jot means this. And why is that we have the? And mitzvah means commandment. It's understandable that it takes the. But in terms of the meaning of jot, the, this doesn't make sense. The commandment, it's okay. What about the, this? What is this? Isn't this strange? Let's look at this. When we are talking about pronoun, there are two possibilities in terms of translation. The first one is attributive adjective. This is when demonstrative pronouns are used as attributive adjective, then it modifies a noun directly. So this pronoun will modify this directly. The translation will be this commandment.
Mm.
Do you understand? What if this demonstrative pronoun is not used as an attributive adjective, but as a predicative adjective? Then what is the difference between them in terms of translation? When this word is directly modifying the preceding or the other possible translation would be, this is commandment. Okay? Not this commandment, but this is commandment. That is another possibility of a translation. Are you following me? So when we have this demonstrative pronoun used in attributive adjective, Romero, the noise is coming from your side. Okay, so then just to modify the word like this commandment. So it follows the noun and agrees with the it in gender, number, and definiteness. And then okay, Pastor, I understand the difference between these two translations. Then what is the indicator? When do I need to put attributive adjective? When do I need to use predicative adjective? That is our question. When you see the agreement between these two nouns in terms of gender, number, and definiteness, then it should be an attributive adjective. One more time. If there is an agreement between these two in terms of gender, number, definiteness, then it should be attributive adjective. What do you mean by gender? Gender is feminine and masculine. That's why jot has its own gender. Je, jot, hu, he. So what gender do we have for jot? Je is masculine, jot, feminine. Are you following me? So jot has gender. What about number? As I said, je, jot, hui, they are all singular. Elle, elle, hem, hen, they are all plural. So it has number. So what number do we have for jot? That's a singular. What gender do we have for jot? That's feminine. Dominic, wake up. You can do it. Come on, go up, right? Just like this. All right, and then what about then definiteness? Definiteness means the. So we have the. Sometimes you will not have the. So only the difference between attributive adjective and predicative adjective is the definiteness. Remember this. This is the most important part. They will have the agreement between gender, in terms of gender and numbers. For attributive or predicative adjective, they will always have the agreement in terms of gender and number. But when you have the agreement of the definiteness, then it should be attributive adjective. If you don't have any agreement in terms of definiteness, then it should be predicative adjective. Look at this. Top-ish. Top is what? An adjective. So this one is good and singular. Ish means man. So these are all agreed in terms of gender, number. What of definiteness? It has no definite article here. It has no definite article here. So there is agreement. So this adjective needs to modify the preceding noun directly. So the translation is good man. Not a man is good. If you put the translation like man is good, then that is predicative adjective. Do you understand? Okay, look at this. It's the same word. Ish, ha-ish, tov. But in terms of the definiteness, this one is carrying the, and it has no the. So can you see the agreement in terms of definiteness? No, there is no agreement in terms of definiteness. Then it is predicative adjective. Then the translation is the man is good, not the good man. So do you see the difference in terms of the meaning? between attributive adjective and predicative adjective. Another example, 하톱, 하이sh. You see the definite article 해 and 해. So in terms of the agreement of definiteness, it is agreed. So 해, it's agreed. No 해, no 해, it's agreed. So look at this. This word is taking ha, and this one is not taking ha. It's the same. This one is taking ha, this one is not taking ha. This one is taking ha, this one taking is no ha. But what about the gender? This one is he ending. This one is he ending. This is the special ending for feminine. So now I'm talking about, all right, this is agreed in terms of gender and number. So you still see the agreements of gender and number, but not definiteness. Then this is predicative adjective. Do you understand? Is that clear? Then the translation will be, the woman is good, the man is good. But what if we had he here, ha here? Then the translation would be what? Can you answer this question? We don't have he here, definite article ha. That's why it is not agreed in terms of definiteness. But what if we had the ha here?
The good woman.
Great. Good job, Ethel. Then the translation is not the woman is good, but it should directly modify the preceding word. Then the translation will be the good woman. So now, can you see the difference in terms of meaning between attributive adjective and predicative adjective? So now going back to this one, so jot, mitzvah, they are all feminine word because this he ending is feminine ending. What about then number? It's all singular word, so you can see that, oh, there is agreement of gender and number. But what about definiteness? This is the most important part. If you see the agreement of the definiteness, then you need to modify, directly modify the word. So this one is not the translation. The commandment is this word. This is the commandment. That is predicative adjective. But in this case, this is attributive adjective, so it modifies the word directly. So that's why the translation is this commandment. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you for the yes, sir. And here, let me just quickly, let me just give me 2 more minutes so that I can finish. La asata is made up of 3 components. The preposition lamet, and then the 3 FSG pronominal suffix a ending, all right? And then the main verb asa here. So we have 3. So we need to understand why we have those 3. So lamet is preposition, meaning to, for. So now, ot or ot is a regular car infinitive ending for verbs ending in he. So, which means third he. So you need to remember this. I told you as a new lesson. What if you didn't have holem here, only tab ending? Then it's the indicator of first yod verb, infinitive construct. So you need to remember this. So verbs, the roots of which end in he regularly lose the he and have ot ending, or ot in the infinitive construct. Grammatically tips, ot ending tells us 3 possibilities. Okay, this is another one. Feminine, plural, noun ending. Do you remember? Ot is also a noun ending, but it's a feminine plural. And at the same time, that's why it can be even used as a feminine plural participle form, because participle form as a verb is treated as a noun. So there is a great similarity between nouns and participle in terms of forms. And plus infinitive construct, third hand verbs. So you need to remember this. So now, this is the summary of infinitive construct. If you are confused, I think that Dominic, this is really right time for you to make this horizontal line going up slightly 45 degrees up. Okay, pay attention to me. All right, in terms of the indicators of infinitive construct, you need to, come on, I don't have enough time. Okay, this is the original root letter. So what do you expect when this word is used in the form of infinitive construct? Then you expect the shua and holem, as I told you. These are the most important indicators, okay? But what about first yod? By the way, we are talking of infinitive construct, okay? Don't be confused. Infinitive construct. So this is the typical indicators that we're expecting. But when we have yod, first yod verb, as I said, what did happen? The first yod will disappear and it will take tab ending for infinitive construct. This is what we have studied before. Or sometimes the yod will not disappear, but it doesn't matter. Why? Because it will always carry the most important indicators like shua and holem. Then you know already. So in this case, we don't have any problem trying to identify as an infinitive construct because it carries everything, the root letters and the first sign and second sign. But this one is a problematic. Why? Because you cannot see the yod. But it will leave us the tab ending. So the tab ending addition means infinitive construct, the first yod verb. Today we study about this third head verb. As an example word, bana was used, but the third head will be disappearing. And what do you expect? Those first one, the second root letters, all there, but we are going to have the special addition, which is ot ending. Is that clear? I hope you understand this today, but we are going to come back to this one whenever we have a exemplary case. As double weak verb, what do we mean by double weak? Because the first word is weak verb, like guttural, and then the third one is weak consonant, he. And what do you expect? Because for the third he, it applies this idea because this is the third he. So when we miss the he, we are going to have ot ending. So there is the same idea here. But why do we have this one? We are expecting actually shua under the first letter. But since the guttural cannot take shua, the shua becomes composite shua. Do you understand? That's it. So now, this chart is the most important thing that you have to pay attention to today. You need to remember, we have deal with what? Affix form, prefix form, participle form, and infinitive construct. Then you need to put all those information systematically. So when we are talking about infinitive construct, what do you expect? Shua and holem. Not all the time. This is for the strong verb case. But when you have first yod verb, then the yod will disappear. And what will happen? The tab ending at the end. Infinitive construct. What about the third he verb? You are not going to have the he again. Then instead you are going to have ot ending. This is the information that you have to remember whenever we are dealing with infinitive construct form. Is that clear? Okay.
Is it always means to something or to this, to what?
Yeah. In Hebrew1, you can do that. But in Hebrew2, I think we are going to deal with another one. I think that's a good question. If we have like preposition be, then we will put another word, when, instead of to. But it's not your consideration right now. Just put to for now. So now, asa, car, infinitive construct, none, 라멜 preposition, 3 FSG pronominal suffix, to make or to do it or her. So now the final translation is what?
Because, oh.
All right, for or that you will keep all these commandments. Supposed to be this commandment. If you pay attention to the English translation, then they put plural form, these commandments. But literal translation is singular. So all this commandment to do it. So that is my translation, literal translation. But KJV said, if you shall keep all these commandments to do them. NAS, if you carefully observe all these commandments. NIV, because you carefully follow all these laws. NRS, provide you diligently observe this entire commandment. It's quite different translation from the literal translation, isn't it? So now, being a Hebrew scholar in Hebrew1, you can see the difference between the literal translation and the modern English translation. Welcome to Hebrew class and move on. I know that today we have dealt with some confusing parts, but simplify it. Don't try to memorize everything. You need to have simplified version of your summary note. So what do you remember? Two things. Adjective, if you have attributive form, there should be agreement in terms of gender, number, definiteness.
And definiteness.
Right, then you modify the meaning directly. What if you have no agreement of definiteness? Then that's predicative adjective. Then you need to put is.
Is.
Okay, the man is good. Dominic is handsome. Albert is smart. That is predicative. But what about attributive adjective? The meaning is then handsome Samson, smart Paul, beautiful Adele. So something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna see you tomorrow. After today's class, you can also download your vocabulary quiz and submit it before tomorrow. And be ready for your translation quiz tomorrow. Do you have any question?
Is it Friday tomorrow?
I think so.
Tomorrow is Monday.
Gosh, that's my question.
Anyway, my apology about this 12 minutes more. So, thank you for the time and patience, and I'm gonna see you tomorrow. God bless you all.
Bye, Abby. Bye, Zombie. I like your wings. Bye, Kana. You're so smart.
Bye,
Kana, you tutor me. You take my... Okay, I wish you were my neighbor now. Guess what? I just found out, sir, I can't come back in September.
So sorry, but we can move on as it is.
As long as there's a class online, but when they open classes, they'll let me back in.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's most likely we will continue with online classes. And
okay.
yeah, because we don't have a vaccine, and I'm sure that this is a great ongoing problem. So,
sir, there's a Canadian company, drug company that the Canadian government has gotten a procurement for, because the vaccine looks like it's working, but they're going to get for the beginning of